Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing some full moon crafting. We are making lavender skillet candles, which are great for gift giving. Stick around. So to make these, you're going to need some old wax. I have this burnt down candle that happens to be the right color, or you could use new wax, whatever it may be. Make sure it's vegan. We don't want any animal sacrifice in our candles. You can also use some spell candles, or I have some larger candles that I got from Star Child that are more robust. You want to add some lavender oil as well when the wax melts down a bit. Not pictured here. I have some really lovely lavender essential oil, and that just really amplifies the lavender magic. But basically, you're just going to use a skillet. You can use any skillet, like this is my regular cooking skillet. The wax is easy enough to clean out, so I'm not worried about that. But you put on a super low heat, and when the wax melts down, then you can start dipping your candles, rolling them around, and then also rolling them around in a plate of lavender. So we've got a lot going on here. We have lavender colored candles, we have lavender essential oil, and we have lavender flower buds, if you will. So big time on the summer good vibes and nice soothing herbal magic for the full moon. I found that dipping them in one by one was extremely time consuming, and you'll also notice that I'm just using my hands because I just can't be bothered. Obviously you want to practice safety because you can burn yourself really easily, and doing it one by one like this exposes yourself to that possibility a lot more. But the tongs I had, it was just way too fiddly, and by the time I fished out the candles, they would start to soften and melt down, so it was not very effective. It was just easier for me to get in there with my hands. Yes, the larger candles, these are from Star Child. They are, I think, about 4 pounds for the pair, so pretty affordable. They're a lot easier to negotiate in the pan, and they hold up a lot easier. So if you can, I would suggest going with these. The spell candles you can do a lot more in bulk, but they are a lot more flimsy. So when I'm done with these, well, first off, I decided I'm going to double dip a lot of these because I want to make sure there's relatively even coverage of the lavender, and I also want to ensure that the lavender is well saturated with the wax, because there is the danger when you dress your candles in this way with dry herbs that when you light the candle, they will combust. So you get a giant flame and the candle will burn down really fast. It smells nice because lavender is sort of it smells like an incense when it's burned, but maybe a bit too robust for the gentle moon spell that you're hoping to do. You certainly want to warn whoever, if you're giving this to someone else, you might want to warn them that they should definitely be using a fire-safe dish as well. But hopefully if we make sure the lavender is well saturated, that will reduce that and the candles will burn a little bit more uniformly. But just be aware, you will be getting some spectacle when these are lit. So eventually I got really annoyed by how long this was taking and just kind of threw them all in the skillet and rolled them around with the lavender, and it was a lot more efficient. So you might just be able to skip straight to this. I was doing a little bit of testing with this because I've only done a few at a time. I've never done a bunch like this. I'm trying to produce a bulk lot this time because I'm using these for Yule gifts. Cleanup is not too bad. It's a soft wax that's usually used for these kind of candles, so it just kind of scrubs up pretty easily with a regular kitchen sponge. To get the wax out of the pan, obviously you want to pour out the hot wax while it's still liquid, but again, it was pretty easy to get the remnants out with a kitchen sponge and some regular soap. And yeah, it's a lot easier than, say, if you've ever made seitan using wheat gluten. If you've ever made seitan, you will know that's a big old mess to get up. So this is nothing compared to that. You can see I'm getting it up pretty easily. So then we go to the dressing stage, where I have some sweet little spell bags. Unfortunately, I did find out that the spell bags were slightly too small to have all the goodies inside, but close enough. And I have some little spells I've printed out and that I've made in Canva, and I'll post those up on my Patreon page if you'd like to download those. You have to become a member. And then also little sprigs of dried lavender, just to add a little bit more of a something, and using some rustic twine to tie everything together. And not pictured here, but I've also used some little rustic name tags. I do have a friend in America I'm going to be sending some to, so you can put it in a box with tissue paper. Also, it looks really nice. And then for the larger candles, I don't have bags big enough for that, so I just wrap them in some really nice tissue paper and wrap that in twine. And then also have some little name tags on there, which I didn't picture here, but it all looks really, really sweet. And I'm quite proud of it. I have a whole big bag now of lavender candles. I have little spell bags where some of them only have one candle in there, and I use those as sort of handouts at my annual Yule party. And then I have some that has 2 in there, and that's for people who are closer to me and I know I'll actually use them. And then the larger ones are for my higher profile giftees, such as my best friend and her husband, and moms and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more of these types of vegan witchy crafting projects, then definitely subscribe to my Patreon account. I've got a lot more like this. I do have some here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe, like the video, comment on the video. That helps the algorithm. I really appreciate that. And let's get Yule ready.